Why do trucks have chimneys instead of tailpipes? At first glance, it looks almost theatrical. A massive truck rolling down the highway with a tall metal pipe rising behind the cab, puffing exhaust upward like a factory smokestack on wheels. It's so different from the neat little tailpipes tucked beneath cars that it makes you wonder, why does this truck need a chimney? Is it just for looks, a relic of old-school engineering? Or is there a very practical reason why heavy-duty trucks send their exhaust skyward instead of out the back? The answer lies in heat, physics, safety, and the brutal demands of moving tens of thousands of pounds across continents. Once you understand why that vertical pipe exists, you'll never look at a big rig the same way again. Let's explore right here on History of Simple Things. To start, we need to understand just how different trucks are from passenger cars. A typical car engine produces a few hundred horsepower at most, while the engines in semitars can produce enormous torque continuously for hours or even days at a time. These engines are designed to haul heavy loads up mountains, across deserts, and through cities without stopping. That means they generate a tremendous amount of exhaust gas, far more than a car. And that exhaust is extremely hot. Routing that heat safely and efficiently becomes a major engineering challenge. And this is where the vertical exhaust stack, often called a chimney, begins to make sense. One of the biggest reasons trucks use vertical exhaust stacks is heat management. Exhaust gases coming straight out of a diesel engine can be hot enough to damage nearby components, melt asphalt, or pose a serious burn hazard. If a truck dumped all that heat downward or directly behind the vehicle, it could damage trailers, cargo, or even anything following too closely.
By sending exhaust upward, the heat dissipates into the open air more quickly. Hot gases naturally rise. So, a vertical pipe works with physics rather than against it, allowing the exhaust to escape efficiently without lingering around critical parts of the vehicle. Another major factor is safety, especially in industrial and off-road environments. Many heavy-duty trucks operate in places where people are working nearby, such as construction sites, ports, farms, and mines. A rear-facing or downward exhaust could blast hot gases and soot directly at workers standing behind the truck. In some situations, it could even kick up dust, debris, or flammable materials. A vertical exhaust directs emissions away from ground level, reducing the risk to people and equipment around the vehicle. In environments where visibility, air quality, and safety matter, sending exhaust upward is simply the smarter option. Then there's the issue of cargo and trailers. Semi-trucks often pull long trailers carrying everything from food to fuel to hazardous materials. Routing exhaust toward the rear could expose trailers to constant heat and soot buildup. Over time, that heat can weaken materials, damage sensitive cargo, or accelerate corrosion. A vertical stack keeps exhaust far away from the trailer entirely. This is especially important for trucks hauling flammable or temperature-sensitive loads, where even small amounts of excess heat could become dangerous. There's also a mechanical advantage tied to engine performance. Large diesel engines rely on efficient exhaust flow to maintain power and fuel efficiency. A shorter, more direct exhaust path can reduce back pressure, the resistance exhaust gases face as they exit the engine. Vertical stacks often allow for a straighter exhaust route compared to long horizontal piping that snakes underneath the truck. Less back pressure means the engine can breathe more easily, improving performance, reducing strain, and potentially extending engine life. For engines designed to run non-stop for hundreds of thousands of miles, that efficiency matters. You might wonder why cars don't do the same thing. The answer is largely about scale and design priorities. Cars are built for compactness, aesthetics, and passenger comfort. A vertical exhaust stack would be impractical, noisy, and visually awkward on a sedan or SUV. Cars also produce far less exhaust heat and volume, so routing it out the back is perfectly safe and efficient. Trucks, on the other hand, are built with function first. When your vehicle is essentially a mobile industrial machine, practicality always wins over appearance. Interestingly, not all trucks use vertical exhaust stacks anymore. Modern emissions regulations have changed the landscape. Newer trucks often have advanced exhaust treatment systems, including diesel particulate filters and catalytic converters, which are bulky and require precise temperature control. Many manufacturers now integrate exhaust systems along the frame or behind aerodynamic fairings, sometimes routing them horizontally while still managing heat and emissions safely. However, the classic vertical stack remains popular, especially among owner-operators and in applications where durability and simplicity are prized. There's also a cultural element to the chimney exhaust. For many drivers, the vertical stack has become a symbol of power, toughness, and tradition. It's an unmistakable visual cue that says this machine is built for serious work. In some cases, drivers choose vertical stacks not just for function, but for identity, a rolling badge of pride in the trucking profession. While modern designs may hide exhaust systems more discreetly, the iconic stack continues to represent the raw mechanical nature of heavy hauling. So the next time you see a truck with what looks like a chimney rising into the sky, remember that it's not just a stylistic quirk. It's the result of physics, safety considerations, engine efficiency, and decades of practical engineering. That vertical pipe is there to handle immense heat, protect people and cargo, and keep a massive engine running smoothly mile after mile. It's a reminder that when vehicles grow big enough, the rules change. And sometimes the smartest solution is to let the smoke rise.